charlatan.
I'm Pitt Hartling, and I'm from Frankfurt, Germany. I might be one of the most un-German Germans there is. I mean, I don't drive a car, no beer. I'd rather have a glass of orange juice to a beer any day. And I do comedy. And at the same time, I've always taken magic quite seriously. I learned English and Spanish to read magic books, just to be able to learn and get to know more. So I've been into magic since I was 10. For me, it was all one big, fun adventure, and that hasn't really changed. I'm usually quite sharing and very open, but for some reason, this trick I've always held a bit close to the vest. Now, it's time to try and fool Penn and Teller with that.
Along with two randomly selected members of our audience, welcome the card magic of Pitt Hartling.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Oh, wow. Thank you very much. Well, you've heard it. My name is Pitt. I am officially Germany's most successful magician in the weight class under 130 pounds. So, there you go. And we have with us tonight Terry, right? And what's your name?
Connor.
Connor. Thank you for helping. Now, I think I may have made an interesting discovery about the physical properties of a deck of cards, right? But to show you that, it's important that the cards are really well shuffled. So we shuffle that, maybe give them one of these as well. And Connor, you know, after shuffling a deck, you always need to cut the cards, okay?
Yep.
So maybe if you could maybe move half over there for me, so we know the deck is shuffled and cut. Okay, very good. So now, what? No, okay, I'm kidding. It's just to see who's paying attention. We try that again, okay? Maybe if you can cut one more time. And then, of course, I have to take the bottom half and place it on top, right? And then we're good. Okay. So, now, come on. This whole fooling thing is tougher than I thought, really. But you know what, Connor? Can you take those cards and you shuffle them, okay? You mix up the deck so you can be really sure everything is well mixed. And yeah, you keep shuffling. You can actually shuffle as much as you like, because I'm going to do this trick with this deck anyway. Yeah, it's just otherwise, okay. No, you keep shuffling. We actually, we need both decks, okay? So here we shuffle that again. Two thoroughly shuffled decks. Oh, and by the way, those are real shuffles, okay? So they're not strange magic kind of things, real honest shuffles, okay? Are you happy with your shuffle?
I like that too.
Oh, maybe you did all the work. Maybe another round of applause for our shuffler here, Connor. Thank you for helping. That's really good. And I noticed one day that decks of playing cards actually behave a lot like musical instruments. So they can be in tune or out of tune with one another. And you can actually synchronize decks using sound waves. Now, it may sound strange. Have you ever synchronized decks? No, here's how that goes. First, you look at the top card. For example, here we have a king. Okay, king of spades. Can you see that? Okay. Could you hold on to that, maybe? Just in your hand there. And let's look. The other card here is an ace, for example. So it's not the same card. But we are going to change that right now. And we just use the right frequency. So if you could hold that in your left hand there, and then slowly and softly move it a bit, and we go with a sound. It goes like, can you join in? We go, come on, please, that's science, okay? And, but you remember those two cards that were not the same? Mm-hmm. Let's have a look at them now. Can you turn the card over and maybe, see that? Oh, they're synchronized. Got him somewhere. That seems to work. You place that there, okay? You want to try that again? Okay, maybe you have a look at your next card. Just turn it over and see what you have. Is it the same? No, look, I've got that one. You got an 8, for example. Yeah, can be any. And now the idea is to try that again, but by now you know the lines, of course, okay? So very slowly, I won't even come close. You go like this. That sounds good. And have a look, and maybe it happened again, and now we have exactly the same card again. So yeah, I mean, it's physics, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you place that there. Okay. Now, so far, we tried this with the top card. But we can use any card, really. You just have to change pitch, okay? So, Terry, maybe could you name, say, a number between 5 and 10? What would you like?
6.
6. Okay, now 6, of course, is a bit lower in the deck, okay? So it's not, but 6 is actually, can we try? Okay, we go. Okay, yeah, the key point here is dignity, okay? Very important. And now let's see if that worked. I'll go first. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place that out and the rest on top. And maybe, Conor, can you do the same thing? Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 6th card goes to the side. You can place the rest on top. And now remember, those were 2 genuinely, thoroughly shuffled decks, right? Now the card at the 6th position in my deck happens to be the 4 of diamonds. Now, Conor, could you show us which card you shuffled to the 6th position in your deck? And it is exactly the same card. Can you see that? Exactly the 4 of diamonds. So thank you very much. Here we go. That's pretty cool. Oh, but you know what? That worked pretty well, actually. We might as well try and go all the way, okay? Shall we try and synchronize the whole decks? We can do that, maybe. Could you hold the deck in your hand again? Oh, but for this, I need all your help, okay? Maybe you can all join in. We use the collective resonance of our audience here tonight. So, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Perfect. Well, the Penn and Teller singers, ladies and gentlemen. That works really well. Now, I wonder what happened to those decks. Conor, could you turn over the top card? Let's have a look. And you have an ace. And look, I've got an ace. That's pretty good. We'll just place it there. You have a look at the next card. Let's see what that is. You got a 3. And I got a 3. Very good. Maybe the next card. That's looking good. You got a 7. I got a 7. So I go first. Look, I've got the queen. Yeah, show. You have a queen. I've got the 5. And what you got the 5. Look, I got the 2. And you got the... Show everybody the bottom card just to see how far that actually reaches. Oh, well, maybe we're not quite on the bottom yet. We go... And yes, now there we have exactly the same card. And so we take this. And I think we did it, each and every card completely synchronized throughout the whole deck up to the very last. Thank you very much. That is synchronizing decks. There you go.
Penn Hartling!
Thank you very much. Hello. Hello, Alison.
Wow.
Good to see you. Hi.
Nice to see you. Do you think you fooled Penn and Teller?
Well, you know, Penn is also a musician, so he's very familiar with all those frequencies and sound waves and stuff. He might actually understand the physics of that better than I do. I'm not sure. You never know.
Have you ever had what people might consider a real job?
Well, back in Frankfurt at university, I studied psychology and linguistics and philosophy. So, no.
So tell me about magic in Germany.
Magic is actually doing pretty well in Germany right now. We have between maybe 30 and 40 small close-up theaters built specifically to watch magic. So in that respect, it is almost a little bit like a golden age.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's check in, see if they can guess your magic. Boys.
Boy, that's a beautiful routine.
Oh, thank you.
You don't usually see things that complex. You have one thing, then you add on to it, and you add on to it, and you add on to it, and there's just more and more things just piling up one after the other. There's just a complexity. And then one of the things that's wonderful about magic is after you've just a little ways in, you do these really heavy provers, and then we start to trust you. And as you know, that's a huge mistake in magic.
That is true, as you would know.
Yes,
right?
yes, as we would know. So we think we've given you a few little hints you can take to the bank there. Yeah,
that's true. I think I can accept that.
Okay, good.
Okay, they figured it out.
Yes,
well,
I think I did. So
you.
thank you very much. It was great being here. Thank you. Bye-bye.
After the break, Penn and Teller try to bust more magicians. They'll also perform a trick of their own. Don't go anywhere.